All right, I'm live. Cool. I'm just testing things out. Good. All right. Well, I thought it'd be cool to say this too glary to share a little bit about myself. I'll just wait about that. Pretty dry, sorry. I'm just trying to mock up a room, and it's one of the things I need to do is create a space. So I I got some of my recent toys or recent knickknacks. I put them here, uh, just as a little something. Excuse me. I know one thing is that there's people on YouTube in this community who see my name in the chats and in the lives, and I think they should just know more about myself. Why not? Uh, orient them to what it is I am as a personality. It's my likes to a degree. Um, I have an amazing wife. I think she's my guardian angel. I have a daughter who is full of grace. It's absolutely amazing. Uh, we have amazing stories about my daughter. Uh, and I'm very thankful for where I am. Uh, I do believe in the Holy Spirit. I feel it. And uh, I think it's amazing. I encourage anybody to seek the Holy Spirit. It's the great comforter. And I have other thoughts on the Holy Spirit. I love philosophy or talking about weird ass shit. I don't believe everything that I talk about. I don't believe everything that I will discuss. But it's fun to explore. It's cool to actually have like sincere questions about reality. To actually have to give detailed answers to some tough reality questions, stuff like that. um, I am a geek. I do love comic books. I grew up with it. Hey, what's up? Hey, I want to test out the chat because I'm not used to this. Sorry, I'm an amateur. I gotta do this more often. I'm trying to see. Okay, well, that was embarrassing. Oh well. Um, so I'm into that stuff. I love sci-fi. I love fantasy. All that stuff. Anything with the imagination. Uh, you got. I'm just thinking here. It's odd. It's odd. I'm an odd person. Like what I'm doing right now just feels really fucking odd. It is, but I feel it's not necessary. For some reason, I just tell you what I observe. I can just tell you what I observe, and they're good things. I'm observing the bonding that's going on in this community. I think it's really great. I think the bonding that is going on feels nice. Uh, One really good example that I came across was a couple of days ago when Reese, she did a live talking about God. And, I've been yearning for that for a long time. I really have. I have some strong beliefs and strong, you know, experiences dealing with the Holy Spirit. Blame it on my schizophrenia. It's okay. It's schizoaffective. You can blame it on that. Or, I can look at it for what it is, the experiences that I've experienced. Oh, it's my phone restarting. Hey, thanks for joining. I appreciate it. And the bonding is what I'm seeing is really you guys see me in the chats, but the bonding is Nora, forgive me, Reese, and Lindsay. And those three have a strong feminine power. You know, um, it's wonderful. It's what's needed because the feminine heals. The feminine strength, spirit heals. It's the great comforter. It also has many other traits, but let me tell you, just from my own ideas, the Holy Spirit is the feminine side of the Trinity. It represents the great comforter. Um, it resembles the feminine side in its basic form. We all understand there's like motherly instincts and stuff. This is feminine. I'm not talking, you know. So I'm enjoying seeing this new life. I've been watching this since it started. You- most of you, I think, know my crazy story. and you know that I'm a fucking weirdo. I'm a weird person. At least I perceive I am. Like I'm really introverted. I don't see many people doing what I'm doing. It's hard for me to sometimes break the ice. It's strange. You know, it, there's factors involved, but I appreciate you listening. Yeah, I just want to say I appreciate what's going on in that. That's what I wanted to finish saying. I appreciate what's going on with the bonding. And I see in the chat really good energy. I think that's great. I really do. Yeah, just another thought. I think what's happening too is I'm trying to find myself in this community too. Like I feel out of place, but that's my nature. I'll always feel out of place. I am out of place. It's okay. But um, I just hope I don't bother you guys. You know. So, let me get my phone here. This is what I wanted to get. It's my way of looking at the chat. One moment. Trying to start my phone. Let's go. All right. I'm looking at myself here on the other phone. It's actually pretty funny. So I know this has like been a pitiful video, but I'm a good. I guess I kind of just want you guys to know who I am. I don't even know. It's almost like I want to contribute, but I don't contribute. Feel like yeah, I get down like that sometimes, and It's just all in my head. You guys have done great with exposing the bullshit and the evil. The youth, several of you, we all know who you are. And those behind the scenes, thank you. Yeah, I think I'm just finding my voice. Now, what is it is my vibe? What is what is it that I know I can talk about? If anyone wants to pick my brain, they can. Fine. I appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, if anyone wants to pick my brain, you can. Yeah, I do play games. I do play video games. But my daughter's really into Marvel Rivals, and me too, to a degree. I used to play a lot. Now I play once in a while. Hmm. Sorry, this is like therapy for me. Someday, relatively soon, I hope. I think I'll be able to get therapy, and I've never had therapy. The only quote unquote therapy I ever got was through Scientology, and that made me crazy. Instead of discovering the onset of schizoaffective for myself, or at least ADHD, uh, or what other learning disabilities I have. Instead, uh, I got fake whole track recall, all kinds of crazy shit. I got worked 60 hours plus. I'd get like maybe $12, maybe less, $7 for the whole week. And it's nuts. And all of it, when I finally looked at the end phenomenon and the results for clear, when I was free, I I couldn't believe how fucking stupid it is. Like, that was my reaction, and I'm glad I had that reaction. Like, I was angry a little, but I saw like it was so phony. I couldn't believe it because you have a situation where you're on staff for um, 10 plus years or whatever, a good amount of time, you know, it's talking about myself. But then during that time, you are programs, controls, and um, hypnotized to believe that Dianetics was the way out. I'm just giving one example while being on staff. But what you had is this utter certainty, fake utter certainty. I hate that word, but it has meaning. Good word to use, certainty. But man, it's so stained. That word is so stained. Certainty, it's like a hypnotic command because if you hear certainty, it's like it triggers something, you know? It's like a hypnotic command. And I don't know. I can see it as. So, just the idea that, and you guys know what it's like if you've, ever sold Dynamics books, especially with a stress test. I was a stress test master at one point. I was good at it. I can say master, like literally. Me and the few others that I went out with, we went out and had a good time. We tried, we had contests, we drank coffee, tried to make the best of it, even though all three of us are like miserable and in our own ways. And shit's funny. Those are stories and memories that I just don't know who to tell. Who do I tell these to? And I figure I tell it to the community. Whoever can withstand my boring talk and who can, you know, take the time or have the patience to see how I unravel. I have a lot of stories, and I just need to unravel somehow. And if any of you guys out there, want to ex Scientologist, want to pick my brain and ask me questions, I'm cool with that. And you know, so you'd believe this, you'd be selling the book and hitting them hard. I remember when I did the stress test in New York, and Boston Org, I collected the money so I could, go down to the big deal. It's when the big new stress test was created and piloted. And I remember that shit. Uh, I went down there and I actually had a good time. But yeah, it was going out there, setting up the booth there in New York. And then first person I got bought the book because of my, you know, charisma and certainty. I never read Dianetics, dude. I never understood it. When I finally saw what the clear cognition was, Like I said earlier, I was like a little angry, but satisfied and also like laughing. And the way I still interpret it, I was shocked too. I was a bit shocked of what it was. Um, I won't say this perfectly, but I know the I know the meaning. That you realize that you've been creating your own reactive mind the whole time, and that you're not doing it anymore. Shh. And what a fucking hoodwink. First of all, the term reactive mind doesn't come from anywhere but Lafayette. Lafayette implants the word clear and its meaning and its idea into your head. And you can't explain it. Like, why else would I sell Dianetics books so hardcore? Even though I don't even know clue what it was, or I never fucking went clear. I didn't go anywhere on the bridge. Pure of objectives. That's it. So yeah, if any of you guys want an invite too, just let me know. I can send an invite. Excuse me. Um, it's weird because that clear cognition it's pretty obvious. It's very obvious that it's a fucking hoodwink. That it's a lie. It's smoke and mirrors. It's hypnotism. Whatever thing you want to categorize it as. It's a lie. It's deceitful. It's deception. That's why he was laughed at. Because when it was put to the test, it was like, dude, come on. Real? You know, it's sad because he might have been a madman believing in it, like schizophrenic, and the drugs that I heard he did, and through his son Nibs. Those those in, those interviews with Nibs or those videos with Nibs, his Lafayette's son, they're really good to watch. They're really good to watch. There's a lot more understanding now than from before. Um, and then here's the other kicker, right? What about the clears? What about the clears walking around in that org? Now I get it if they're playing the live action role playing game, which is Scientology, and they're going after an objective that's only imagined, only promised, but it's literally nothing. It's literally a really bad written story, a shitty ending, and a real theta trap to those Scientologists watching. It's a real theta trap. Can you imagine being OT7 and being like, realizing, like, dude, I gotta get out of here. And you can't. You're trapped. It's really fucking sad. You can get out. You have the means to do it with the Aftermath Foundation. If I happen to be so lucky, a Scientologist uh, of whatever stature watches this video for some reason. You have the Aftermath Foundation. They've proven themselves to do good work. You know, I do believe in the that saying that judge one by its fruit, judge one by their fruit, judge one by their fruits. What do they give? What do they produce? What do they exude? What is their tree birthing, giving? And also, if there's other people who happen to have, you know, uh, neurodiversity and want to chat, that's cool. Uh, I appreciate it if you guys want to. Uh, hey, man, kind of break the ice. This is kind of hard for me. It gets hard, but then, it's all that dead air time, and just thought streaming. I know it's a good idea to probably have a plan of what to write, but I'm a spontaneous person. It's hard for me to plan out what it is I want to talk about. I mean, it's not that hard. I really should practice that. But like today, after work, I was like, I think I'm going to let's do a short video about a little bit about myself and kind of share some of my ideas and my experiences. And I'm open for anyone to talk to. If you want to pick my brain, you can you can definitely talk to me. I would love it if you want to ask me questions about Scientology and my experiences. I'm fine with that, and of course, it's going to be someone that I know and agree with. But yeah. Anyway, good night. Thank you for your time. This is just a practice. you know, I can't cringe at every video I do. I got to give myself some grace and just say, I'm trying. Right. Good night.